Today I'm going to show you how to build a System I/O website using AI and the System I/O tools so that you can get a website in an hour or less. All right, let's get started. Okay, so if you're new to System I/O, just go to system.io and then this is their home page. You'll just enter your email address and then uh, start a free account. I already have an account, so I'm just gonna pop into my account here. So they'll send you to your basic dashboard. I have some sites that I've already created. They're templates, so I will share them with you at the end of this video so that you can start from a template, because that's way easier and that's what saves the majority of the time. So we're going to start today with my financial freedom template. So you just click on template, and then this is basically your dashboard for the entire website. They call websites blogs. It's like a blog website, has articles and a homepage and all that stuff. And so the first thing you'll want to do is go to the blog layout. Now, I've also already designed a logo here, but if you want to design your own logo, I highly recommend just popping into Canva. Here's a little image of Canva. I just quickly typed up the website title, Financial Freedom, not that that URL is available, but something like that. And then added in some graphics and some colors and kind of made it pretty. And so then I popped that into the logo spot. And if you want to change that to your own logo, just click on the image. And then on the left side of the screen, all these different features will pop up. And so you'll just click the little X to remove the old logo, and then the little upload button, click to upload, and then I just pop it right back in there, insert, and then it puts it really giant. And then on the left side of the screen, I usually make it at about 100. We'll do 140. Sometimes I do it bigger than that. And then if you'd like to change the tagline, just click on it, edit the text. And you'll want to do the same thing with this image, clicking the X to remove it and adding your own logo. And everything else, if you don't have an ebook you want to give away for free, if you don't have an opt-in, you can just delete these things. And yeah, that's the gist. So basically, you have your framework of your website. This will show up on every single page, so you want to make sure that it's tight and clean and what you want. Now just click the Save button and the Exit Page button. So now that we have that, we're going to go to our I'm sorry, go to Pages and go to your home page. So your home page will pop up in the middle of that page there. And so I've already typed this up, but I just want to show you how I did it so that you can change this text into whatever you want. So just open up ChatGPT, and then you want to give it like a couple of sentences to a paragraph about what it is you want on the website. So, for example, for that one, I typed something to the extent of create me a landing page that, I'll say, for a financial freedom website, have it focus on helping people save more money, build a business, and grow their income outside the 9 to 5 hustle, something like that. Sorry, let me fix all my typos. Let's give it a little more. It will run like that, but it can be helpful to just give it a little bit more of like the feeling you want. So like, for example, for the website that I created, I asked it to like have a passionate tone. Like if you're excited about what you do, you want that to come across on your homepage. Passionate tone. Um, prioritize maybe like women's financial freedom or whatever your target audience is. Financial freedom. And then another thing that I like, so if we go back to the editor, I learned from another page designer to do this sort of like first sentence and then these like three key takeaways, which I really like. I think that that works really well. And so if it doesn't automatically generate that for you in ChatGPT, you can say, have the, you know what? I would actually recommend going back and doing it at the end if it doesn't. Let's just see what it does. So enter, see what it does. So this is exactly what it looked like before I copied and pasted all the information into this template. So headline, unlock your financial freedom, build wealth on your terms. And then you can paste that in there, your sub headline, the CTA button. Sorry, we'll close that, is right here. I have it set up so that the CTA is a lead magnet or something that you can give people away for free in exchange for their email because I find that that works the best. Some other websites I've built have just a button that's like contact me or, join my community or whatever, get added to the newsletter. Actually, you need an email for that also. But this has worked really well for me in my career. I've gotten hundreds of thousands of emails, so this works. And so this is already set up. If you copy this template, you'll have to enter in your email and then write the emails, and that's all separate. But anyway, let's go back to ChatGPT. So each section, I just copy and paste your money, euro rules into, this is what I would do here, paste that there, paste in all of the components, copy, paste that there. It's got the little bullets. Okay. So that's how you get your text. That just takes a few minutes to copy and paste each part into the template. And so now we want to make these background images, right? So let's actually swap out this image. I don't super like this one that I've chosen. So to create an image, we're gonna go into Google Gemini. So type in Google Gemini into search, click on Google Gemini, and it'll create a new chat for you. If you don't have an account, it might ask you to make one. I actually don't think it does if you already have a Google account. Anyway, so we're gonna ask it to create like a confident woman with um, financial freedom. I have no idea what that will create. Financial freedom. Have her make direct eye contact with the camera. On a home page, you really want to have the person looking directly at the customer. On other pages, it's not such a big deal, but that's useful. Sorry about my typos. Because I have a particular set of brand colors that I'm using in this template, I think I can actually get it to make the image in the brand colors. So let me actually pull back up that logo. So I keep all of my colors in Canva where I'm making all of my graphics and logos and things like that. Let's see. Here's the financial freedom one. Let's ask it to do this sort of bluish color in the image so that it matches our logo. And so, sorry, I selected on the color here, clicked the little plus so that I could get I don't even know what the name is of this color code. Hex code, maybe? Copy and paste that, copy it into the Gemini chat that we're using. And so use the color and then paste in, do hashtag hex code, period. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, I think we're going to use this. Okay, so what I do, so you'll see on this picture, I want the text to be on a white space so that it's legible, and then I make them blend with the image. There's a ton of different ways you could do this, but this is what I really like. So this is what I do. And so in order to do that, I just open up a Google Sheets document. Um, what this is? No, Google PowerPoint or Google presentation or whatever it is, the blank one. And I've already created this basically like white block that blends into a photo, and you can create that on your own in here, or there may be some other tools to do that. I'm not sure. So now I'm just going to upload the image that we created in Gemini. Insert image, upload from computer, Gemini. Oh, there she is. You know, I'm not sure I want all of her full body. And actually, it's a bit of a taller. So getting the sizing on this right can take a little bit of time. I have these all built for a different website, so I don't know if these sizes are right. And so I'm just gonna pretend like this is the right size. And then I'll get rid of this other image that we're not using. See how her image kind of blends into the white? All right, we'll try it. And so the only way I've figured out how to do this is to create an image is just do a screenshot, which on my computer is, I think it's Control Shift 4. I have this little like Windows button or Windows Shift 4 on my keyboard. And then I'm just gonna, I think this isn't gonna work. But anyway, we're gonna try that. So I screenshotted that, and that saves it as a single image with the white and the picture on my computer. And then I click on this background. And then on the left-hand side, it says background image, and there's an image here. That's the girl. And so I delete the old image, upload the new image. See how it looks. Insert the image. So the sizing is just like all wrong. I'm going to try one more time. All right, let's make her a little bit bigger. There we go. Just gonna make this all a little bit bigger. And then just so that I know where the photo ends, I'm just gonna crop it. We'll try that. Screenshot again. Delete that image, we didn't like that. Upload the new image. It's a little bit better. Not sure I totally love the quality of the image, but we're gonna use that for now. And then when you do this, um, hopefully it'll work better. All right, so. Okay, click save. You've got your page here. Everything's all good. Maybe you want to change the color of the background here. You can just click on that, and then the color is over here on the left. Swap out these other images for things that you like. Swap out these images. Again, click the little X, upload new image. Easy peasy. Yep, we're all set. So save. We're going to exit page, and then let's just take a peek and see how it looks. I know you can pretty much see it in the editing tool, but that's the gist of how it looks. I feel like this top image just, maybe Google Gemini is not the right tool for that. You can also use Pixabay or Unsplash. They have free open source images that aren't AI. Maybe that works better. That's what I've been mostly using in the past. Okay. All right, so we've got our homepage. Next, we're going to edit our log page. So this is just the standard format that it pops up in. I've never edited this because it seems like a fine format. It doesn't bother me, but I'm sure you could change the fonts and the sizes and all the different things. So we're just going to leave it. And then posts. So these are the actual posts that will show up in your blog. I have a template sample post here that we're actually going to swap out in this video because I don't like it. So we will edit the post. And okay, so let's create our first post. So we've got this financial freedom website. Now we're going to go back to ChatGPT, start a new chat because it's going to be unrelated to our previous chat, and ChatGPT often gets confused if you do them in the same chat. It'll like try to make it a home page or something. It just gets confused. So in this new chat, we're going to say write an 800-word article or blog post about, so you want to be really specific. Like if you say about like financial freedom, it'll be really lame and surface level. Or if you say like a particular topic like saving money, it'll be kind of lame. Like the deeper you can get into what you actually want it to cover, the better it does. So an 800-word article or blog post about like how to maybe like dollar cost average. I've heard this term. I'm not even really totally sure what it is. So we'll be learning at the same time how to dollar cost average money into your retirement account. And since we don't know anything about this, or I don't know anything about this, about how to dollar cost average retirement account. Talk to the reader like they are a beginner. Talk about where they get the money. They get the money to do this with. Talk about how long it takes to grow your savings significantly. And the more things you can list, the more details you know. Like if you're making a website about a topic that you know a lot about, like I do with my well-being websites, then it's just like bim, bam, boom, talk about this study and mention these three techniques, refer to this, researcher, etc. I don't know a ton about this, so it's a little bit more tricky. It'll still work. How long it takes to grow your savings significantly, and make the article relaxed and fun. Okay. And then it'll take like 2 seconds. As you can see, ChatGPT is just churning out some content for you. It doesn't know how to reference research, academic research. And it also gets things wrong, so you'll want to be very careful to be an editor. You don't have to write content from scratch, but you'll definitely want to read through all of it and make sure it's all correct. Especially for a topic like this, like I wouldn't actually publish this article on my website because I don't know anything about this topic. But if you're already an expert in something, it's very quick and easy to just read through a ChatGPT article and edit it and change the things that are wrong or that don't sound like your voice or just like sound a little weird. And that's pretty simple. So then once we have this article, we start copying and pasting it into our template. So in System.io, you have to change the title and the image on another page. So let's actually just do that first. So let's go back. And so here's our thing. We're going to change the settings, which is the title. That's what I just copied. Here's the title. Short description. Oh, I forgot to ask it to do a short description. So I usually remember to do that in the beginning, but if it forgets something, you can just keep asking it to add things. So write a meta description, which is what they're called online, for this article. And then sometimes I even put in, I forget what the characters is. Like it's like a maximum of 150 characters, I think. We'll just put that in for it to show up on Google. Maximum characters 150. Learn how dollar cost averaging helps you steadily grow retirement savings even on a small budget. Stress-free and simple. Sure, that's fine. Copy it, paste it into your short description. That's what'll show up on Google. And then you want to choose the URL path. This is like the words that will come after your URL on the website. For SEO purposes, you want this to match the title and match the content and ideally be something that people search for. So we're going to just stick right to the key and put this as dollar cost averaging because I know that's a term. I'm sure people are searching for it. And then we're gonna swap out this image. And then we're gonna go back to Gemini and create another image. So new chat, create an image of an adult woman doing her finances. Yeah, whoops. Okay. Um, her her iPad's floating in space. So maybe we don't use that one. Try again. Try again. I don't know. There we go. Nothing looks askew there, right? Sometimes I miss things. Okay. Download that image from Gemini. Upload this image into System.io. Choose from my computer. There she is. Select, select. Yep. Okay, save. Oh, oh, it doesn't like the caps in the URL because technically there won't be caps there. My other tool just changes the caps for me, but it's fine. Okay, so now we have our name of our blog post and the image and everything all set. So now when we go to edit it, that'll all show up there. There's the title, there's the image, and now all we need to do is just paste the content in below. And our content is over here in ChatGPT. Okay, now we're back in ChatGPT and we just want to paste the content from here into System.io. So copy, Control C. Control A selects everything. Backspace, Control V, paste. There's a line here between these paragraphs. And then, so normally when I'm doing this on my own, I'll read through after I paste each section and then do my editing and make sure it's the way I like it for each section. I'm not going to do that right now, just so that you can kind of get a sense for how this works. So then we're going to just come back over here and paste in the next section. And I've already set these up to be headlines. I'll just leave them not bold, doesn't really matter. Copy, paste. I want a little bit more space here. And so you can just keep going through this. I've got some bullets here, so you can use the fancy bullets if you like. If you need to add new things, new segments, just click out of everything, and then your list on the left-hand side will populate with all the different things you can add. So I have this bulleted list here. So like maybe if I wanted to, we'll just do it. So like if I wanted these bullets to be the fancy red bullets, just because I think they're pretty, I would put that in there and then put this bottom section into the next text block. And then just clean up all the spaces, and we copied that over. There. So that's exactly the same content as it was before. It's just the bullets are a little bit prettier. Doesn't really matter. I would guess if you do a lot of this, that would make you crazy after some time. It would just be really annoying and time consuming. All right, and so you go on, you keep adding this stuff in, copy and paste this all in, copy and paste this all in. I'm just going to do it with you. It's not that much. So where do we get the money to invest? Did I get that right? Yeah, I did. Sorry. Little bug-eyed in the afternoon. Copy, paste. I might also actually just read it first in ChatGPT before I paste it in. It depends on like how complicated of a topic it is. Sometimes if I'm trying to do like a really complicated topic, like I'm trying to do with on my new website, I'm just gonna delete these images as we're continuing to copy and paste. But feel free to add images, change images, etc. But yeah, if I'm writing on a complex topic, then ChatGPT needs a lot more help. And so like oftentimes I'll have to like swap out whole sections or like realize that it's tried to explain something in a way that I just think is like dry and bland. And so then I'll go back in and be like, rewrite this entire article from, a third person perspective or from a first person perspective using this example, and this example from my life, which is really cool because then you can get it to describe what your actual experiences are. It'll be wrong. And so you'll have to go in and actually be like, well, it was actually more like this, but the language is already there. So it's a nice foundation. Okay. How long does it take to see growth? Just make sure this is all spaced nicely so that it looks good. Why dollar cost averaging works. I was going to learn about this, but I haven't read any of it, so I still haven't learned anything. Oh well, maybe I'll read it later. There's some nice bullets. Making it fun. I guess that's how they made the article fun by adding a section called Making It Fun. I'm just going to delete these images for now because I don't know what images to include in this article. Making it fun. Copy, paste, delete this image. And final thoughts. I always like to include a section with final thoughts or in sum or conclusion or something like that. All right, so I have a couple extra sections in my template. I'm just going to delete them. I don't need all this text. Final thoughts. Copy, paste. There you go. Okay, and if you need to create new sections, you can. You can add in like drag some text there. There it is. I have set this up so that the formatting is all nice and the text is a good font and the spacing is all good. So I don't actually use that anymore. We're going to trash this. Instead, if you need a new segment, I would suggest just clicking this little two pages button. That'll just copy the text with the formatting, the font size, and color and all that the same. So there's your extra section. Add a new section there. We don't actually need that right now. Final thoughts. So, and then the great thing about this tool, which is different from my other tools, is that each of these headings that you put down here automatically pastes into this table of contents. And so then you can just, well, it doesn't work here in the editor, but if you're looking at the web page, you click on that and then it scrolls down, which is great for SEO. And it's something that I wanted years ago on another website that I was building with another tool and I couldn't build it. So we're going to click save and that article is done. So let's exit. And so now we have our website with one blog post. And if you click this view blog button, here you go. You have your entire website. You've got your logo, you've got all your text and everything all set up and your images. You can navigate to your blog page, and this is that format we set up. The more blog posts are in here and you have different categories, it'll start to look a little different because of the way it's all coded. But for now, you can just click on your one blog post and there it is. Your website's live. And that was, I think that was under an hour. Build a website in under an hour using AI and System.io. All right, so that's how you create an entire website in under an hour using a mixture of AI and System.io. And I'm going to include links both to System.io and some of the PLR content that we offer that you can use to bulk up your website really quickly if that's of interest to you. And then I'm also going to include the free template that we built together in this video, and you can just access that and use that on your own. So you can have the template, start from the template now that you know exactly how to use it. All right, thanks so much. See you next time.